impact of his own if he's not caught out by Simple, who is the only T on long. In fact, it's the A site open for the taking. Sixer already starting to box them in, but because he's fired off, Simple actually doubles back. They're going to try to get rid of this flank, and they do so with a very strong afterplant now. Flamey pushed up forward, everybody else falling back, and with Zeus giving a little bit of cover here, I think that Flamey's in a real playmaker position. Down to just 3 CTs. Make it 2, because Flamey comes into play with a 3K. Happy's, well, he's still over towards Graffiti. The Molotov does the job. Oh, and Zeus rips 2 heads clean off. Both of the defenders towards that B site instantaneously down. And that's going to leave Sixer now on an AWP 1v4. He's got nothing in this one. Long where Edward's looking to pry in from. He comes charging out in a back turn from Scream's an easy kill. There's Happy pinned into the corner. He's got no footing in the fight. And that leaves XMS and RPK to scramble upwards here. It's a late half. I'm sure they'll try to contest this. We're already starting to watch the utility come flying inwards. Electronic on the forefront. He's hoping they walk in, and they will. 1 frag for him, traded straight back, and the tank goes down.
From Envyus towards the connector. Flamey doesn't know how many men are on the other side of that smoke, but he's seen one guy jump up. XMS will go down. Continues to fire through, and now the CTs are completely pinned.
Yeah, and Flamey is just going to hold his ground. Oh, my goodness. Straight through the smoke, he pops the noggin of Sixer. 4th man in. 4th man out.
Need that concede button right about now as Flamey's going to take down Scream. Happy last man standing. AWP in hand that he's been able to salvage from Simple, but has to find 4 Ts, and that's a good start.
Predicts it, doesn't hit it. Grenade for Flamey, softens him up. But here's Simple.
One of the rifles out of the hands of Envyus early.
Now we're actually going to... We're going to see RPK double back for that, right? He's now playing inside connector, and at that distance, the Galil's going to win that 9 out of 10 times.
Run it Simple on our own without being able to be traded. That's fantastic.
Oh, and Flamey's going to find the first one. Happy can trade back, sure enough, but... Oh, Edward now on the CZ. It's just going to be down to XMS, and it's not enough. Execute might not be the word. It's going to be an attempt. We can call it that. And Electronic, he shuts down the first, but sure enough, it is still the even keel. Now, a man advantage back for the Frenchman. As Scream tries to give cover on the MP9, it will be Edward tasked to clutch. Mac 10.
May as well go for it. You've got so many rounds to work with. You don't want to hold on to that anyway, and he's going to jiggle peek out. Sixer doesn't have head armor here, so his face will pop like a watermelon.
Could be very easy if he doesn't offer himself up, but there we have it. XMS very cautious here, clearing corners, but that's given time for the CTs to get that much closer. And the Molotov now buys them even more time as they boost over the wall. Sixer gets onto the site, so close quarters op play. It's going to be needed, and it works out for now. He tries to retreat, the boost works out. Sixer with a second, not enough.
Giving Navi a chance to regroup, consolidate, and get ready for this retake.
Even while Envyus have pushed players forward, that's not making trade frag opportunities. It's just trying to make individual performances, and XMS goes down, so Scream will have to clutch this. Bomb not planted for him. 2 CTs already with boots on the ground. Make that 3 now, all pushing up to the site, but this could go unchecked. Scream finding the first, and they'll have to cross over, but he gives up the angle. He uses the flash to peek wide, and there we have it. Navi finally closing this one out.
Comes in, RPK finding 2 quick frags. We're gonna steady the ship.
It's now just gonna be down to Flamey, 1 versus 3. CT's coming in with all of the kills so far, other than those 2 on Happy at RPK. So can Flamey clutch this? Oh, not when you're caught mid-reload. 3 bullets left over, we'll reload a second time, but now they're already getting this close, right? Envyus forcing this gunfight, charging him down. XMS is just in no man's land with that CZ in hand. Ooh, another. Right through the brain of Flamey. Now it's on Simple. He gets himself the second frag of the round. Happy gets himself closer to the bomb site, and he's going to have to now clutch 1 versus 2. A player above, a player beside. And they combine to find the round for Navi. He walks away. Sixer comes in with that op. Molotov will definitely block him off, and if they don't walk past this angle, then he's not going to find any kind of an opening unless Edward switches guns. Flamey's there to trade. Flamey continues on with another kill, but that's now the 1v3 by Electronic. Tasked and unfolding already as he's found 1 kill, spots the second. Already through decon, closer to the site where they find another player just standing in the open. He's going to be pinned in as the man wraps around from control, so XMS needs to bail himself out. They touch face to face as Flamey creates a little bit more space into the 5 versus 3. Simple with another one, and this is just falling apart at the seams. Only 6 are left over. And while he dispatches of Electronic, it's the push through smoke that could catch him. No, he stops that one too. 12 HP is just not enough. Sixer's actually gonna go for the flank. He finds the backside of Edward, but here comes Flamey to trade it back. XMS with one of his own, and Scream in the meantime's found another. It's a 3 versus 1 now. As Flamey, all alone in lobby, doesn't have the bomb, doesn't have teammates, and doesn't have much time. Nor does he have a head. It is Simple and Electronic, the could-be stars of this roster, to figure out a way back in. Electronic spots Happy, pops him right away. Now Simple's gonna have to get the bomb onto the site. He jumps downwards, and Electronic's gonna try to cover best he can. Planted safely by Decon Door from Electronic. So smart. On the opposite side of the bomb site as to where he was last seen. Ring around the rosy. And Sixer, at a loss for words, has no clue what to do, so he just walks away from this.
Minimap's not my mate.
Screams inside the vent, so he hears all of this movement. Zeus down already. It was just that single-pronged assault, but there's Scream also killed. Simply an Electronic finding some footing here. Happy. Oh! He tries to spam the smoke, which he could have done from above. But instead, he falls into the lying hands of Electronic, who's got himself not only the single M4, because there's 2. Simple with another. And there's only 2 CTs left to deal with. Make that 1. Navi have done it. Zeus has to be careful. He's got XMS pinned into the corner. Will finish the frag, but in the meantime, Scream finds Electronic. 1 by 1, they fall. They have 20 seconds left. The bomb's in the open. There's a CT standing behind the vent, so Scream could easily section this off. He's gonna hear the footing as well, so he's ready! And he's ready and capable! So XMS to clutch this out. He's actually crept his way above. He sees Simple. Simple doesn't see him. Takes the first one, takes the second, and it is just Edward. As he upgrades to the AK, a single shot to the face could drop either of these players. It's gonna be the duel towards Decon. He continues in behind him. Edward completely caught off guard. And XMS with a 3K clutch, a 10-second defuse, and an 8th round for Envy.
Yeah, I'm gonna know topside's clear any second and probably be on his tail.
You get the option to play in decontamination if necessary, but Simple's in there. Simple's just gonna charge forward for the gunfight, and XMS stops him. Maybe a little ahead of the curve there. Zeus was not in a position to help out whatsoever, and now XMS is gonna wrap around. He can finish it, he does!
Ooh, with lots of numbers as well. All 4 members stampeding your word. Sorry, I just stole that one from you. Gap in the smoke, that's not what we want.
Ooh, Simple's gonna exploit it with a 2K. Corpses lie in the open. Oh, and a 3rd. Come on, Simple, what have you got? He answers the call to action. XMS comes creeping up from the vent, but he's sent packing straight downwards. And on top of Envy, once they decide to make their move, and they've done so towards that ramp, they go right into the lying weights of Simple. Headshot to Sixer, no scope to RPK, and another! Again and again! It is just Happy left. Nowhere to be found, no bomb, no chance!
A lot of damage, but Flamey's going to have 4 Ts coming his way any second now. Standing down 1, 2. It's going to be 3 and then 4. Easy as that for Flamey. Looks like they want to cascade into the top side.
Zeus could be caught in the open, though he is yet again. There's 2 frags. XMS and RPK, they've contested the A site, but they can't get past Simple, not yet. He's got a teammate with him here, and the flashbang's on point. The bomb's on the ground. And the corpses may be about to join it. Yes, XMS with a headshot onto Simple, and Flamey's been tagged up as well. This is one of those rounds for some Envy where they just come out of nowhere. They explode. He does it again. And with the smoke grenade, oh, Simple straight through it. The timing's all he needs. Through it. Oh, and now Flamey gives him one right back. Off of the pluming smoke, he pops the noggin of Scream, finding the 5 versus 4, denying that gun as well for at least a moment, but RPK still gets his hands on it, and then he finds Simple. Flamey's able to trade, though. They didn't expect RPK to be there. Simple caught off guard. Flamey, however, he could be the nail in the coffin. He's got 3 and 4. Bomb hits the floor, and 6 are now left over in what would be a 2-0 series from Navi, upsetting versus Envy on their map, and an ace to close it out. But what they haven't done is figured out where Fitch is, and as he walks into the site, he sees the player in the boxes, knows the second's the planter, and it's a 1v1 with Stiko and Fitch, and he creeps all the way around, never sees it coming. Player does start to push in, but time's becoming the additional issue. Oh, Fitch wraps around. That's a great headshot into the 3 versus 2. They're trying to frantically find the bomb because they don't have a kit, so it's a 10-second defuse, and the shotgun just starts pumping. Rops with 1, and there we have it. Mousesports on the force by insult to injury as they catch Adrian on the exit. Christian's actually going to take his place here, so starting to move forward as the CTs trickle in, all being shut down, every single one.
The in-game leader, forcing them back towards lobby and Hog, but he left his position. I quite liked it, but Dozier with the trade again. This is back and forth.
Oh, nice Molotov as well. That's going to prevent the hut push. He tries to drop onto the window side, but that's where Christian takes him. Now it's going to be on the Opera, and he comes barreling upwards, but then just as quickly goes down.
Just note the utility here coming into this. He can basically mitigate any rotations through the vent with that Molotov and smoke up another choke point if he desires, but going straight for the plant, big balls play.
CT's going to come downwards. There's the Molotov. Smoke's actually going to apply cover. That frag grenade will deal damage, yeah. Oh, but he's just on the other side. 10 HP left over. He's just going to try to play inside it. Adrian. Hobbit in the meantime can respond towards Hut. The player is very close here and instantly shut down his Stiko. Romps doubling back for a fight, and Fitch finds it. 4v2 now. Make it 1. Sunny's all that's left. And he's going to need a little ray of hope in this one, and it's just not there for him. You could even wrap over towards Garage and try to find that, but in fact, it's Doja with an opening. Sunny takes Adrian down, follows suit with a kill to Hobbit. Now it's Doja 1 versus 3. Finding the first one up close. He is still flashbang, 12 bullets in mag. Here's the movement up close, hits the second headshot. It is just down to Sunny. He's got 3 and 4. So it is just Fitch left on the AWP, spotted as well. That could be the nail in the coffin. They know exactly where he's at. They're going to aggress from above, and he misses. Christian. Easy frag versus the Deagle, and they all just start to falter one by one. Doja left over, and here we have it. It's Mousesports, certainly. And again, that smoke and play. The Molotov, not so much from Gambit. Both CTs on the site, they're completely sectioned out. They're going to just try to stick it. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Adren goes for the knife, but it's all too late. And the pistol to the way of Mousesports. Certainly one would assume that with 100 HP nearly, Hobbit should win this duel, unless Oscar hits a zinger of a headshot, and he does!
Damn, that's a huge shot by Oscar there, standing and delivering late. Dozier coming up the ladder, but right into the arms of Oscar, and that's the round for Mousesports.
Rops is going to be sent back into the depths of the spawn, and he lines up all 3. Drops the bomb, easy anti-E.
Rears their head as Rops stays patient.
He's going to go for another flash, so now he at least knows where somebody's at. Rops gonna peek out with the bomb plant coming through, and he denies both.
The economy definitely isn't on the side again, but you're in a dire position. You need some rounds. You need to really get competitive at this point, and you can't just let yourself get run over. As Chris J, he shows why he is on that secondary AWP. Got Mo chilling on the C container, throwing out some smokes, and they popped out Pop Dog with an opening from Fitch again.
Oh, but Oscar is just so consistent here. Stops them one after another. The 4th frag and the 5th the way of Chris J. Duo of frags coming in over towards Ivy. It's just going to be that standard B-site hit. Adren tries to get into position, but he can't. It's Doja 1v3. Doja. What do you got for us? A little bit of movement. Tries to get himself behind the oil tankard. Problem is he's got to play quick. Doesn't have the kit, nor does he have the head. It's Oscar. Yeah, way too easy versus the reigning major champions. Minus Zeus. Doja, you know what? He's capable of deagles of his own. So is Adrian, actually. Surely Rops with a trade frag gives them some footing, and Oscar now starting to shut this down. Stomping out the fire before it has any real chance at gaining ground, unless Fitch actually comes in with another one. Doja fires off the Deagle. 2 AKs versus the trio of pistols. Here's Oscar again, finding footing. Standing a chance as they fight back, but now Rop's on 3 HP. He should offer himself up, create a distraction, allow for Oscar to seal the deal. Maybe he lines them up. He nearly does, but it's Doja with a third. The fourth, no sir.
He's gonna baptize Navi with some fire, but he's gone down, and Simple's also chimed in for a frag. This is back and forth, the seesaw of a pistol round. Electronic with 2 headshots. You called on him, you said it's one of his first endeavors out with Navi, and he has had a pretty lackluster event thus far, so this would be one hell of a time to show up. But Sticko, he's got a whole bunch of clutches, and of course he got that 1v4 ridiculous play here on Cbblestone earlier on. Different circumstances. He knows that Simple is up close. Hasn't been able to rattle off the head just yet. He does have a kit, so he's not in any great rush as of now.
Starting to lack on bullets, so
that is a good point. Gonna need to reload. He still has 14 more in reserve and now a full magazine to play with. But he's gonna get double peaked, and Navi choking out any potential of a rotation. They have all mid all day. Oscar, though, is gonna miss that shot uncharacteristically. It's gonna cost him his life and cost his team the A bomb site. This round's done.
it is. It's not spotted out Simple. Oh, there we go. He's actually going to find a double as well. Flamey and Simple gone, removed from the server this round. Sticko with the aggressive play on B plateau, all by his lonesome as well. It's going to pay off massively. Well, gets out of dodge.
The timing there for Simple was brutal. As he crouched, Sticko pushed out the smoke.
Yeah.
And you don't expect someone to be close to the boxes on the left-hand side from his perspective, so Sticko made the most of it, and he's going to pick up a third, looking for a fourth, will land it. He's actually on for the ace, and he's got the play just dead ahead of him, but Edward, this bomb will get planted. The one saving grace is maybe Oscar, who's came around the back, but they knew he was around there. He was the one Mousesports player that got the frag, and he was last seen in mid. It's looking like deja vu. It's looking like Navi are going to get to 11 rounds.
It's going to be a really rough retake. Timing works in the favor of Mousesports, though, as Christian and Sticko combine to find an electronic, but still a lot of Navi players to find.
Problem is, even though they've got kills, the positions now for Navi are just too strong. And Flamey and Edward, there's a lot of different angles to watch out for. There's the first kill. Now he misses out in the second. Only 3 bullets left. Not going to matter. Chris J will silence him. Zeus, though, from the balcony is wasting valuable time, allowing the rest of his team to wrap around the site. Plus, Edward is going to be coming around the back of mid. So each second that Navi waste puts them into good position. Even though the bomb's been planted, even though they don't have a kit, they do have the man advantage. It's going to need to remain the case, though. Oscar is actually perched up on the APC. This skews with the headshot angle you'd normally be looking at from balcony, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team are falling down, and Sunny's going to get picked off from behind. Flamey's got flash, but he's able to stay in position. And he's also got Edward in alcove. They're not going to check him. Not able to transition across for a double spray, but he's seen the bomb down, and now Flamey will do the rest. Sunny, probably the standout player for Mousesports for me. But he's got a 1v3 up against him, and Flamey.
Quick move from Mousesports up here. They realize that there's 3 players on the B-bomb site. There's room to punish, but Flamey with first shot. Sinking down. Rob's electronic follows up with the frag onto Chris J as well. And this is going not the way Mousesports have been held for.
Definitely not. It's all over unless Sunny can pull off a 1v5 with 16 health.
Probably going to see some of them come through into the first buy run as well. Navi's had a tendency to do so. Sticko with 2 frags in mid here. That leaves electronic all by his lonesome. Not in pit either. Caught out of position. Sticko with 3 deagle frags so far.
What? Avenge his fallen teammate. And Sunny's going to get put down as a double pit stack is still looking strong. Sticko and Oscar. Not much time to play with, not much health either. The bomb's also been dropped, but here comes Sticko. He's picked up 1 and a second as well. He has been dropped down below 50 health, but lands the headshot and gets the clutch.
Initially, Mousesports do a good job using their Molotovs to actually clear that out. Now we see the execution coming in for the bomb site. Flamey with the first frag. Sticko, though, takes out electronic and Zeus, and, well, would you look at that within the matter of seconds.
Look
4
at it.
players. Yeah, look at that. 4 players gone. And the blink of an eye, and Mousesports securing
Straight through the CT sides. Now it's going to be Sticko that's going to see the action, and a leaping Edward is going to bait out enough for Sticko to get dispatched of by Electronic. But now that they have got the pick, now Rops will be shaking. He is behind enemy lines at this stage, and he's been spotted. There's going to be a lot of fire coming his way, and it's the USP that's used against them this time. And will be a bomb plant afterwards. Mousesports in a bit of trouble. Do have a kit. pretty much the only thing going for them though at this stage. 5 players left alive, trying to retake against 5 when there's 3 of them in pit.
I think this is one of the scenarios where you just hold on to your Kevlar and diffuse kit going into the next round. Well, Oscar decides against that. Sunny does find 1 frag, but...
Yeah, and Chris J's been baited in and simple! The leaping knife!
Smoking a Molotov left on the electronic side as well. Good positioning is to boot. It's going to be tough for Mousesports, but again, anything they can get in a situation like this where they're on eco, they'll happily take. But Edward with a nice spray transfer.
Dropped just outside of the T-steps. But Simple picking up the kill. This may put Electronic on the back foot to go pick it up. Salvage, or maybe Flamey will be the man to do just that as they look to push with 3 men. Simple through the smoke. Sunny, timing just not on his side. The clouds will block out the sunlight this time around. And now Sticko, Rops and Oscar. I mean, 2 of them already. You can see what their intent is. Just want to save on A side.
Oscar should be doing the same as well. While that smoke is down, well, it's safe to run away, and he's going to do so as well.
There isn't too much time left, though, to Navi, and Rops is going to strike with 2. Suddenly Zeus and Electronic have got to get a move on. Time itself is ticking against them, and Rops is going to pick up another. They don't have control of the bomb, and that's the round done. Mousesports will survive. Very little utility to stall this push any longer. It's going to have to come down to Chris J landing some kills. He does have one of their 2 flashbangs. It's now been used, and it is going to land in the eyes of 4 players from the terrorists. But as soon as that subsides, there's bloodshed to be had. That being said, Sunny is going to go the same way. Sticko and Rops both low. Make that just Rops on 10. It's a 3K for Edward, and he continues to impress. Oh, that crosshair placement was so good. Slightly off on the timing, and then Oscar's like, I sacrificed myself to the Navi gods. I don't want to live anymore. Mousesports backs against the wall, and Rops comes out swinging. Looking for a second, but a spray lets him down. And now Sunny with his UMP, maybe all that stands between Navi and this entire tournament. Chris J, 1 on 4, 26 health, Overpass in hand, and Simple takes him. Navi are your champions.